As we just learned, often your insurance company will want a good photograph of the pieces involved. It is always nice to have good pictures, even if you don't happen to need them for appraisals and insurance. As long as we are on that subject, let's look at a 3-minute segment on photography without shadows. This from Video Club Edition number 8. As I told you in Video 7, I had an opportunity to have an item photographed for the membership roster. By now you've all received your membership rosters and you know the item of which I speak. But I wanted to tell you just a little bit about how the man did this photograph, because he photographs Wheaties boxes and other items for General Mills and is accustomed to photographing items with no shadows. And he was willing to share how he does this with me, and I found it very informative for the glass industry also. Now, as the cameraman moves to the left, he'll photograph and move in on an 8x10 glossy of the herringbone decanter that's in your membership directory. Now, I want you to pay particularly close attention to the fact that there are no shadows and there is no place on the decanter that is not lighted. Now, part of his procedure was to take a Polaroid picture early on and then look at it very closely to see where the light was missing. Now, if we will move down below, we will see the small Polaroid and zoom in on that, and you will notice that the handle on the decanter doesn't have enough light. It's not distinct. He shared with me how he was able to light this one little spot on the decanter without disturbing the lighting of the rest of the piece, and I will share that with you in a moment. Now, just so you can see the contrast, he will move back up to the large piece and you will compare the lighting of the handles. And it's quite a remarkable difference, as you can see. Now let's move further to the left, and I'll show you with a very simple illustration how he is able to do this. The way they photograph without shadows is, and the trick really is, that the light never shines directly on the object. It bounces off of two other items before it gets to the object, and therefore it leaves the shadows far behind. Now, in this particular area, this is the side view from the camera's standpoint of, say, some kind of vase of some type. Here is the ceiling, which is white. He uses a regular white ceiling, but you can use white paper, you can use most anything. The light fixtures, instead of shining directly on the piece, shine against the white ceiling. Then the light bounces off, and it bounces against mirror tiles that are placed table height all the way around the piece. So the light goes up from the light bulb, down to the mirror, and then into the piece. And that's the way they do it. All right, now when you look down below, let's move it down to here, and you can see it from an aerial view. Here would be the light fixtures, and these are the mirror tiles. Down around the table, it can be square, it can be round, but the trick is that the light comes off of the mirrors and then onto the piece. Now, when he wanted to light the handle on the piece, actually what he did, he took a 1-foot mirror tile, got a regular bar stool with a brick, and he stood almost 12 feet away, at least 10 feet away, with this mirror tile, and he moved this mirror tile around until he got the reflection, little spot of light on the handle of that decanter, and that's how he was able to light it. So the entire piece is lighted with indirect light, and it strikes me that this would be something that would be readily available to any of you as you wish to photograph your pieces and so forth, and have a record of it. And I think something like this in a scrapbook would be nice for all of your nicer pieces. And that's how it's done. And so now you know.